All right. Hello, the Silver Gauntlets. We've got a great race for you here today between MisterKarp and phillywut. And the first round of brackets, their first game as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to our commentators. Welcome in, commentators.
Me. So definitely a good contender here. And of course, MisterKarp, been around the scene for a while. Probably one of my top picks for someone to go far in this tourney. So really good matchup here today.
Yeah, and the settings we have in store for everyone today, it is Grotto ER as one of the major settings, as well as Keysy's as a major setting, and our minor settings are pre-planted beans and random spawns. So it's definitely gonna be quite interesting.
Yeah, it'll be fast dungeons and a few more Sphere Zero checks thanks to those pre-planted beans. As we start, and the Hyrule Castle start.
Yeah.
So this is a very good child spawn because it means easy age changes. So we don't have to worry about time of day. Well, we have Sun Song, so that helps time of day too. But now you can save quit from wherever you are and you're straight in market. And Cactabongo.
Bongo. Okay, that's
All right.
Interesting hint to get.
That could be a whole number of things between magic, hovers, nocturne, etc.
Yeah.
Bombs, hook shot, anything. 30 is dead.
Claim check is ice arrows. Frogs 2 is dead.
Claim check and Frogs 2 are done.
And Valley Foolish. Oh!
That
I'm
also
not
means
sad
that
about
those that means those grottos are also
Oh yeah, so yeah, there's 2 grottos there are nothing.
Which is good. And I like Karp checking the hints before going because you can also get things like Lon Foolish, right? So you would end up being able to skip checks. Because you gotta remember there's grottos in Lon, the scrub grotto in the back. Yep.
At least you would guarantee you'd find Serenade even if Lon was foolish.
Or Prelude, yeah.
So definitely interesting.
But I predict we're gonna see our typical 2-song route that we're always seeing here by both runners.
Yep.
And maybe some deviation based on items. But Sun Song makes some deviation possible. You can do a lot of different things. You can do a lot of little time saves as well because of Sun Song.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could go and just route in Dompe on your first trip to the CAC.
You definitely could, and with that CAC path, maybe it's worthwhile. Who knows?
Isn't Graveyard separate from CAC?
It is. Yeah.
It is. But you could easily kind of just walk back out and walk out again after playing Sun Song.
Fair. I kind of like the oh my god.
The horse.
No. Getting trolled by the horse. A little too far away there.
And sorry, a song off Malin.
Nice. Definitely not a bad song, but probably not a song they were hoping for potentially. But you know, it is 2 checks once you get DL for one of them.
So I guess the big question is, even though you know, that's my brain was thinking back. I thought you were talking about potential long foolish, and I thought we actually saw long foolish yet. So
that would have been funny.
Nope, not yet. We'll see if Philly remembers the grotto here.
Ooh, Neighbor's Love. And Philly's going for it.
I mean,
I'm surprised.
That could have logic implications actually with the grotto in Goron City.
Oh yeah.
So it makes sense to grab that. might not find a hookshot or Goron's tunic or OoT for some time, so. But there's also no guarantee that we'd find magic for some time, so who knows?
Yep.
Oh, and Karp didn't go for it, so it's gonna be interesting if my hypothesis is correct for logic.
All right, we get
Lake Scrubs, I believe.
lake or crater scrubs.
Oh yeah,
Or
true.
Lon or Lon Scrubs, or
yeah, sure,
DMTs, or the Goron City Scrubs, or there are 3 as well.
Yeah.
So
Any of the three scrub idiots.
Which
Now,
give
I
you
will
nothing.
say, a fun combo with Grotto ER is doing Scrubs on as well.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, it makes a lot of these grottos that you're going to end up finding actually useful, right? Where default, like, grottos, there's only a couple of them that you actually need. You add Scrubs and it about doubles the number. So it can make things a lot more interesting and a lot more, like, it doesn't feel as bad to go into a grotto and go, nothing again. I'm wasting time clearing grottos. You're really not, but, that's the feeling.
Then the thing you have to worry about is money management.
Ooh, yeah, that is also true.
It's a little bit easier with Scrubs on because it goes down to 10 regardless, right?
Yes.
So you don't have to have 40 available when you find a random scrub. The 2 random scrub grottos here.
That's fair. That's fair.
Looks like Karp is sending it tonight, probably to get the skull here in Kokiri.
Oh, that's smart. I like the play.
Yep, Karp going in at night, while Philly going in the day.
Personally, if I was Karp,
personally, it's not bad either way, because once you get the Kokiri sword check, you can just go Sun Song back, and you can get whatever you want.
That is also true.
That's what I was gonna say though, is I would have gone to the Kokiri chest. Ooh, bomb chews and Mitos. For Philly.
Yeah.
I would have gone to the Kokiri sword chest and then played Suns, and then that sets it up for you, right? To get that skull. But you backtrack a little bit, so I don't know what's optimal there, but either way, skull rounding going well for Karp.
I think both have their pros and cons. Definitely, but
ooh,
a
big chest here.
Rudos.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Well, it could be. That could implicate something once we find out what our medallion layout is.
Yeah.
Yep. And will Karp open small chests? I think he will, but we'll see.
Oh, just the heart. And
okay, both are gonna have bomb chews.
One more. There we are.
Yeah.
It makes sense for money because you do have the 140 rupee scrub that's always available.
Sora's Valton is foolish.
Okay.
Getting our usual foolish suspects, Fountain and Valley, like to be foolish.
All of a sudden, all we need now is Wasteland and be like, womp womp.
But one of the things here is there's quite a few grottos like the Skull Mask Grotto, alright? Where you turn that in, and remembering to check these will be interesting.
Yeah, the Deku Theater Grotto. And then you have the 2 grottos here that require explosives.
Doors with a grave with a free chest. Okay. In the Gerudo's Fortress grotto.
So that's probably the
Oh, the shield grave.
The shield grave, yeah.
Yep, and that is the Storms Grotto.
We were actually just talking about how that one is something a lot of players might not know.
It's interesting to see Karp here go for the song first and then do all the checks in Lost Woods. There's also a couple grottos here in Sacred Forest Meadow. There's the Fairy Fountain one. There's, of course, the Storms one near here, and then, of course, you have Wolfos Grotto.
Yeah.
ZL Alphasaria. Nice.
Okay.
Ooh, burning
Cactus
burning Cacapona. Yep.
It's always interesting to see how much grottos or like when you have settings like cows actually come into play, because sometimes they do absolutely nothing.
A fairy fountain. Okay.
Philly just found the fairy fountain grotto that Karp went into.
Or one of them. There's a couple, but
Is this?
yeah,
Oh,
this
it is the
a-
one.
Yep. But nothing.
Which grotto was that in?
That was the
That's
fairy
the
fountain
fairy
grotto in
fountain.
SFM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, Chonker.
River.
Zora's River. Ooh.
River to Morpha.
It's a.
Oh
Uh.
Oh, we got 2 meme items: Stone of Agony and Nehru's Love. We know where a third is.
And just a generic grotto here. That said Skull Mask is dead. Be interesting how many bomb chews they decide to use. Or if they're gonna scum them or not. Ooh, Tech Knight.
grotto. Nothing.
Yeah, field becomes interesting because there's a lot of hidden grottos as well that can hide items. And this will be really how much time do you invest on searching for these versus just, doing a normal seed logic.
I feel like you wouldn't go completely out of your way for them, but would grab if it's on the way.
Yeah, I
feel
agree. Some players like to focus them though, so it'll be interesting to see what these runners pick.
I mean, that is fair.
But I like your statement of just get them along the way, if it's not too far out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's definitely a good hint to get there with Grotto Fortress. I mean,
Which is currently not accessible, and Epona's behind our Forest, Fire, and Water medallions.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and we don't know what dungeons those are yet.
But so far, both runners being thorough, doing what each other have done. So we're just sitting here waiting for kind of the next decision to be made, because we do have that CAC path, and we also have ZL. So it's not a terrible play to go over to Kakariko, but you're no longer guaranteed that song anymore with the Royal Tomb being shuffled here with Grotto Entrance Randomizer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I personally might go adult here just because of the vast amount of adult CAC checks. But we'll see what these two decide to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely make a call to go adult CAC right now, because you've done everything you really want to find in logic here as Karp goes into Goron City.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, Philly's going adult right now. Maybe.
I'm surprised. Oh, Karp's remembering that you have to check the Skull Mask Grotto. I don't remember if we saw Philly check this.
He did, and it was nothing.
Yeah.
It was nothing? Okay, that's good to know. But I agree with going into Goron City with Bomb 2, so you can full clear Child Side.
Oh, I think this one was...
The Stone of Agony, yeah.
Yep.
The river play is interesting here, too, with ZL. You could go turn in Letter and have a
Oh,
bottle available.
That is true.
Yeah.
So there may be a play to go up Path River as Child.
And then you would have access to Ice Cavern too
Yep.
as an adult, and that's a song. Rush ice, rush ice.
Yep. It's a very,
there is that.
it's not in logic because we don't have bombs, but who cares,
Oh,
right?
true.
But who cares? We got bomb shoes.
Logic
yeah.
is just a suggestion.
Yep. I believe Karp knows the setup to do Goron Pot with Bomb Juice. We'll see if he decides that it's worth it.
We'll see.
And
Oh,
Philly, what?
We can also get Dance Dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, which I agree. You haven't found anything, so being thorough right now is pretty good, right? We do know River and Cack are path, but we haven't found anything. They could be obscure items. So,
Ooh, free shield off of Richard.
Yeah, we love free
you
shields.
never buy a shield.
I am team buy a shield if you're starting off as an adult and you happen to find yourself in CAC early and you have the money.
Yeah.
I am team buy a shield unless I get one before I can buy one.
There is that too. Slingshot.
Oh,
Okay.
that could have some implications.
We'll see if Karp decides to
Go back target in the woods.
I mean, he's here. It's right there. Might as well, right?
Oh,
And looks like
Karp getting set up with a 2 strat.
Yep, and that looks right. And then you drop it right about when you hit the carpet. Oh, he turned. That's interesting. That
Still
works.
got it. And
well, I
looks like-
guess it's just the way the pot was where it was.
Aw.
And it was nothing.
Aw.
But that was super clean, and now I learned.
Mm-hmm. All right, medallions. We got Shadow, DC, Water, Spirit, and Deku Tree. So that Rudo's letter would only potentially come down to an ice place, since Jabu's a stone.
Could always be AD implications still too, but
Oh yeah.
looks like Karp. I believe saved. They're just scumming it to save warp there.
But do you see Water and Spirit being for us to get Eponas is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bomb bag, 2 hooks and irons, 2 strengths, and mirror shield.
Yeah.
And it looks like I missed it, but our spawn is somewhere in Lost Woods for adult as well.
I think it was either right at Lost Woods or just outside.
Either way, still not a terrible spot. I mean, you'd probably prefer maybe Haunted Wasteland or near Grotto Fortress. Since it's a late Eponas seed, but still I guess not too terrible.
One of the biggest difference here I'm seeing right now is Philly has only used 1 bomb chew, save scumming the rest. Where Karp is down to about 4 or 5. And this could matter if we don't get hammer or bombs soon, right?
Yeah.
And Karp about to finally got to get his free shield off of returning Richard. And as Billy is about to find out what song we get from Minuet.
Since Karp didn't choose to go up river, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a river before CAC play from Karp.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Bolero. That gets us a song and a bean check.
That is true. This is true.
Yeet!
Making use of that boost. Very good.
Alright, Crater. What do you... Okay, Bloopy in the wall.
Yeah, that was nothing.
And Purple Rupee up top. Alright, and Prelude to round it out.
No adult has a fast way of going child.
I'm actually surprised here. I guess Philly is saving and then probably going to warp back. just because you can take the planted bean there and make your way to CAC and everything. But Philly didn't have enough time, or it was very tight to do that route. Yeah, that's exactly what Philly was doing, just resetting the time to take that. It's probably the best path
Well,
to get to CAC.
To also get the 3 hearts back. Because when you save and quit, you have 3 hearts. If you're
Alright.
low. Probably also set up a save scum for... Wait. No! That was... Wasn't that an actual... No. No, it was just a fairy fountain.
Yep, the fairy fountains are not in the Grotto Shuffle. The actual fairy fountains, as you'll see here.
They're interiors. I got it.
Yep.
Yep. Man, 20 minutes into the seed, there's still the only that's the things we found were slingshot and letter so far. So this is a very dry start from the looks of it. But hey, adult cack.
And toilet is dead. Fortunately, it is an item, a piece of heart. If I've read that right.
Sorry, Death Star, no toilet today.
Another grotto check. It is not a scrub grotto we want.
Nope, unfortunately.
At this point, yeah, the only scrub grotto we have left is the one outside Lake Highland, which is just the one.
Yep, all these duos they're gonna be reversed. You'll see the front one on the right side. That's how you know.
Ooh!
Kukiri sword. Okay.
So that's Deku Tree. Well clear.
Yeah, and that would give us our Shadow Medallion. Which would also give us Lax.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and it's a sphere. Well, it's technically a sphere 1 because he had to age change, but it's a free dungeon there, so definitely going to be on the runners' minds to head back there. I fully expect to see them both do CAC and
Song
River,
of Storms and Graveyard.
Okay.
Oh, Redead Grotto.
Hold
In
on.
Kakariko
I
still.
was gonna say, wait a minute. I thought that's French vanilla. That French vanilla, just one grotto over.
Yeah, it's just moved over slightly. You know, it'd be funny if the Redead Grotto was the open grotto. That'd be funny. We still haven't found the Way of the Hero in CAC yet.
No, nothing yet.
I mean, we still got the song here, got the item here, we got Anju, got the grotto still.
We got chickens.
Got chickens, and, the Skulltulas.
Alright, there's Requiem. So there's our spirit accents.
That could be part of it.
it's Cactabongo, so it definitely could just be like Nocturne out there or something within Spirit.
Alright, the Redead Grotto is a Scrubs Grotto.
Womp, womp, womp.
So we're seeing Karp follow kind of what phillywut did, but the only difference is finding that the Royal Tomb Grotto, which hopefully Chat can help us out. 50's dead.
And
40's
40's dead.
40's dead.
And 30's dead, thanks to a hint.
Yeah. So 10 and 20 still could have something.
Okay.
Yeah, and this back heart place could also have something. But it's not.
All right, so all that leaves is the cack archery and chickens and requiem, as well as the 10-20 skulls. Oh, yep, Karp doing a new grotto.
Karp, you already was it Karp there found the grotto already?
Yeah, they both have.
Yeah. Might have just forgotten me. Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
One of the nice things about beans planted is you don't have to go plant beans, and like things like graveyard here, you can just go check the item right away. It's very nice. Or lake, you can ride the bean up and you don't have to go around. So
Yeah.
I kind of like it as a fun miner setting.
Ooh, Dompe Grave has something. Bomb bag. That's DC clear.
Yep. I mean, logically DC clear. I mean, no, you wouldn't be able to do a 5 bomb choose because you need at least 2 for the eyes.
With only bomb choose, you need to full clear it. Let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7
Yeah.
minimum. And that's if you scum some of the other single checks that require bombs in there. So
I mean, a lot of the checks you can peek too, so.
technically you can do it for less. You can actually do it in 5 if you just bomb the eyes. Well, no, you can do it in 6. Sorry, because I forgot about the entrance door. If you bomb the eyes.
Right.
Because the 7th is the staircase if you're going like all the way around.
Oh yeah.
I could see Philly making a play for Dodongo's Cavern here because that's Forest Medallion access, which also gives us another song.
Yep.
And
I'd be very surprised if we didn't see a DC here. So.
Ooh. Big chest here in Fire Temple.
Karp with the early dip into fire.
It's a wallet.
Wallet.
Telling you to go, like, hey, you should buy that Goron tunic.
Yeah, here's a wallet. You can get a Goron tunic and come back.
Fire Temple trolling.
It's an interesting play as it's a stone fire, but that could have been big if that was something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's true. You never know with some of these stone dungeons.
With Bolero, you don't really have an issue dipping in here. You can immediately leave out. And you're there.
Oh, another one. Oh boy, Fire, calm down.
And a bottle.
Emotional support fish.
Not really what Karp was hoping to find when he found 2 big chests.
But hey, you don't have to worry about getting the fish when you go into Jabu.
Wait,
if you need to.
we just got a hint that Dompe is in Goron City.
Yep.
Oh,
It's a pool of lava. So the Goron City scrubs, right? So.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a tough grotto to reach.
I mean, if Phil finds magic relatively early on, he can grab that relatively easily with Nehru's.
Not without a hook shot or getting Song of Time. You can't actually reach it. Unless ground jump works. I haven't actually tried it with Nehru's and ground jump, so maybe chat can correct me.
I mean, maybe you could set it up before doing Nehru's get down, and then I don't know. Is it possible, chat? You still need hook. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Alright, but still have some partial to potentially do it without Song of Time.
Ooh, more choose for Philly.
Hey, look at that. So you could have just done DC with choose.
I mean, it depends on how many of the packs of choose that was.
Yeah,
we got a 10. I mean, even if you got a 5, you'd have enough. But
Let's get out the toilet hint.
and luckily for Karp, like the bombs are along the way here in Graveyard, as Karp's just following up phillywut, just with some extra clearing because of having storms. But if it was not along the way, Karp is out of bomb juice. So far, nothing in DC. We've got these last two checks here before opening up the eyes.
Yeah.
The runners will be very happy with another song, as we are still missing Nocturne, which is hard required here.
Ooh, big chest. Alright,
Karp grabbing the K-Sword.
Hook shot!
Alright, now we just need Magic or Song of Time, and we have that Dompe Grotto access.
Personally, I wouldn't be too concerned about it, especially now that you have Hook and we have Bolero. You can always come back whenever.
That's fair.
Now, either of these runners might know how to do it without Goron Tunic. You have to be quick, but you can do it without Goron Tunic or Nehrus.
That is also true.
But we haven't seen either runner. Well, Karp hasn't grabbed Requiem yet, but I'm expecting us to get a peek at the song out at Requiem. And plus the fairy out there.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm mistaken, because we do have River Path, so I would want to go River, right? It's there and it's free.
Right, yeah.
And we do have Storm's Frogs.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we have acquired an age change and another big chest here above KD. Bigger on sword.
That's a nice find.
It's a nice find, but unfortunately that sword does nothing against KD here.
Yep.
Yeah, still 2 cycle.
It'll be interesting to see the choice difference between phillywut and Karp here, because Karp has storms, right? So it may be more efficient for Karp to go up river as child, especially with having the K-Sword and Deku being a medallion here. Where phillywut doesn't have storms, so doesn't have that potential routing incentive yet. So it'll be interesting to see their decision making here.
Yeah, at this point, your routing just opens up immensely here.
Yeah, there's a lot of different decisions here.
Karp is going to be finding bomb bag in graveyards around here somewhere. I think it was Composer Grave.
Dompe Grave.
Dompe Grave, yep. And by the way, I don't know if we mentioned it. This is game 1 between these two, so still another game at least to come between these two, and potentially 2. As every round in Challenge Cup and the main tourney are best of 3s here, so this is not the last we'll see of these 2 runners.
Yeah, this will not be the end. We get to see what song comes out of Requiem.
Oh, check the hands. That has nothing.
Yep, it's a small chest. It could be a key. There could be long shot logic, but
oh yeah,
not an item today. Yeah, there you go.
That was our Cactus Bongo path.
Very likely. I still think the runners are going to end up clearing CAC, but seeing that, it's a lot less of a drive to do it quickly.
Yeah. Still.
Okay, so storms near the castle is 2 scrubs.
Yep. So you know, Hyrule Castle 3 is dead now.
Right, 'cause we already found the grotto with the 2 scrubs matter.
Interesting. But we have easy CAC access now, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And as expected, you know, Karp's gonna keep following in phillywut's footsteps here. You go and do DC, right? So could be wrong here. He hasn't made his way up there yet, but that's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, checking grottos as you pass them is not bad. Looks like Philly's gonna be grabbing the song here and maybe Go Child.
Song of Time.
Well, now we have that Dompe Grotto access.
Oh yeah.
Logically.
Yup.
speaking.
It makes sense what Philly's doing here. You're gonna go beat Deku, right? Progression, progression, progression.
Yep.
And it's all early in logic, so you definitely could find strengths, bow, a lot of different things that we need. So
Yeah, maybe beat Deku, maybe stop by a river, do the frogs, drop off letter at King Zoro.
the unfortunate thing is Philly has not found storms yet.
Yeah.
As that was in the
Composer Grave.
Composer Grave, which I missed which entrance that was in, but
I think that was on.
Composer Grave was Composer Grave.
it was not.
It wasn't.
No.
Oh, it was the Boulder of Destiny.
Oh, Boulder.
Okay. It's right outside of Market. So we could easily could pick it up here. That's a very common check to route in when you're leaving. But we'll see.
Also, chat pointing out that by process of elimination, OOT has to be either Minuet or Serenade.
Which both are unrequired songs at this point. So So with that in mind, Ice becomes a lot worse of a play. You're getting a song that you don't really need, right?
Fair.
Yep,
Especially
because it's the same process of elimination, either Minuet or Serenade.
And
we
here,
don't.
here's Philly getting Composer's Grave, and actually this might work out better for Philly because I believe he knows Flame Storage. Most of the runners here in Challenge Cup should. And that means we can get an extra check out of this, which Karp did not do Flame Storage, as Karp did it as adult and safe quit.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting play here. But it's kind of great for phillywut picking up storms here, because then you can get the frogs check in river.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we still have that river path.
Which, getting the storms and doing the flame storage, which you see phillywut setting up for, it puts you in a really good position to just go straight up river and full clear it, because we know Frogs 2 is dead. That includes getting the grotto, because the storm's grotto in there. So you can full clear river here. That sounds great, full clearing a path.
Mm-hmm.
Karp getting his hook shot. Should be feeling good about that. So
Yeah. It's always nice finding hookshot relatively early on in the seed, because now you're like, okay, I could do some stuff with this. I mean, granted, since Forest is not well, not a medallion, we might not be seeing much of Forest.
Yeah, because we still need magic, dins, hovers, a whole gambit of items before Gomo. Because but we still might have there's the potential of the traverse in any of our stone dungeons. Well, a little further. Ooh, Cac the Twin Rova.
And we haven't found anything else in well, that could be leading
Requiem.
to the Requiem, yeah.
Except there has to be another item in CAC now.
Okay.
Yeah,
So chickens or bow or cack archery.
Or 10 and 20 skulls.
Skulls.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cause
So that tells us there's something else there, and likely it's hard to tell which dungeon it would be for right now, because it could be either. Because Requiem did lead us to Nocturne, but it could easily just be Requiem for Spirit, right? You need child access, or you don't have crossing logic at all in this seed until after Spirit. So we'll have to see.
well, unless there's an item in Child, Child does not necessarily need to be in Spirit. Because there's no keys.
If there are keys, right? So.
It's Keysy's, there's no keys.
Oh, there is no keys. You're
No
right.
keys at all.
So I forgot about that. So thank you.
Yeah. So I mean, unless there's an item in Child side, Spirit, then probably. Either
Yeah,
way,
it
Prelude
could just be adult access because you can't cross. And Philly made the choice to go to Deku Tree first, which is not a bad one. You can go to River afterwards.
Yeah, I mean that
It's
gets you
progression.
the medallion, gets you lax access.
And you also get 2 more hints.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Which, seeing as we only have 3 paths right now and only 2 of our foolishes, I would be getting them. So.
Yup.
Still don't know where light arrows are.
Oh, womp womp.
Really? You don't say Deku Tree.
Kokiri's sword locked hint.
It's like, hey, by the way, you need Kokiri sword to beat Goma. You don't say.
Yeah.
Really? What makes you think that?
Well, I believe we also pulled the slingshot there for Karp, right? I thought it was on. No, that was earlier. Never mind. That's in Goron City. I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
The duplicate claim check for ice arrows.
Yeah. Which not needed because it's not blue fire arrows, so.
Unfortunately, blue fire arrows are fun.
However, you could do Bongo the intended way with ice arrows.
And right now we just have Karp following behind phillywut here. So,
Slingshot was on Dancing Dad.
that's
Yeah,
right.
chat pointing out that if that hint was not specifically Kokiri sword locked, you could just get it as an adult. My bad.
Oh yeah, fair. But it's still annoying to get there as an adult, so.
It's quite out of the way.
Yeah, like why would you want to go back there as an adult, even if you were just hunting for hints?
So we'll see if MisterKarp decides to follow Philly into Deku or to go upriver first. Those are really the 2 best plays right now, for sure.
I mean, 2 really good plays.
So far,
And-
Deku not providing anything.
I mean, still provides a medallion, so it's still something. We still have to go in here anyway.
Oh, we got Bomb Chew Bowling coming up.
Oh, and that was a 20 pack of chews that phillywut picked up earlier. From DC.
Nice.
And Karp got the same, so. And again, with bombs, it doesn't mean much, but it does save you a little bit of time to use bomb chews over bombs.
Yeah. Does also make some checks easier.
Oh, and looks like we have Karp going to Child Spirit.
Ooh, you have that slingshot, so it is in logic.
Karp also doesn't have the song yet, so it's also getting Nocturne here for Karp.
Oh yeah.
Free tokens for Philly.
Yeah, both our runners not really worrying about skulls right now.
With 30, 40, 50 dead, it becomes a lesser priority, but with CAC being Path, and, well, I think Karp has both the hints for CAC, both Spirit and Shadow. But But with that in mind, considering you only have chickens and archery game that you can do without skulls, I would start collecting. Which you see Philly doing here inside of Deku.
I think Philly also now has both those hints.
But Philly now can also get 10 skulls with the nighttime cack as well and turn that in.
Oh yeah.
Getting 5 here, so that's a having Nocturne makes routing that fairly easy here. Philly opting to do the normal B1 skip instead of just pulling out the bomb bag. Doing it very easily.
And does the unbuffered roll after the first initial one.
That's what I do. Oh, big chest and child side.
Oh, so that could be maybe our path to Twinrova.
It could be,
Maybe.
and then another item for Shadow inside of Kakariko. We'll have to see. This could also just be like Stone of Agony or something, though.
Well,
Oh wait, we found it.
We already have Stone of Agony.
Could be our claim check.
Or
that.
another bomb bag.
Could be Greg. That's right. No, not Greg.
Could be a wallet.
Double defense, things like that. But I think the runners would like to see a strength or bow or magic. Could even be here. Oh no, it's not key logic anymore for Spirit. Gotta throw away all of that. Mirror shield, strength.
Bug ball.
So not the
That's not required here.
yeah.
So, we have a bottle already that we can turn in, so.
So Deku Tree was quite dead.
Yep. But we'll see if that medallion gives us anything off of Lax.
Yeah, so Requiem locks crossing logically. Yep.
We don't know that yet, but it's very likely.
Well, as far as we know.
Yep. It's most likely, but you could actually still have 2 items in CAC, right? And it'd be available to cross. It's just so unlikely that I wouldn't be putting that through my head, but knowing you have a second item in CAC, I would be clearing things. And so earlier it looked like Karp was a little bit behind following Philly. It still looks like that. They're just making different choices. Like Karp cleaned up a lot of these grottos that Philly is now doing, so they're just trading time on early checks. And both runners now, because they both have those hints, they're both routing in skulls now, because they know 10 and 20. You know, that's 50% of your remaining checks in Kakariko, and there's still an item there.
Yeah. I had to do the math in my head there for a second to be like, is that right? And I was like, yeah.
Are we gonna see Philly go upriver? It's Path River. I've been kind of expecting it for a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is gonna be a river play from Philly.
Yeah, because I feel like if they were gonna go CAC, they would have Nocturne.
I agree. The nice thing here is you can get 2 more skulls upriver very easily.
Yeah.
With Sunsong.
The tree and the nighttime token.
So what do both of you think about the spirit play Karp is making?
I don't think it's necessarily a bad play.
No, not a bad one at all. Because you never know what you could counter in there. So you have a lot. You don't have to worry about key logic. You just get the items as you go along. It was just unfortunate that the big chests we found so far weren't the items we needed.
Yeah,
The two big chests, yeah.
It's still a path to Twinrova, so like we could find, you know, like long shot, hovers, mirror shield, you know,
strengths.
Yeah, we still need a lot of items here after almost 50 minutes in.
Yeah, I think it's a good play as well. You're gonna go in here. You're missing so much. So.
Looks like there was nothing on the little ledge because Philly just walked right by it.
Oh, his chicken went into the water though. Hopefully
Uh-oh.
that pops out. It can pop out a lot of times here, but
All right, frogs in the rain. Do you give us anything good?
Long shot!
Aha!
So, Requiem is not for crossing the wasteland.
we're still missing 2 items to be able to cross here. In magic and
And hovers.
well, not hovers. You don't need hovers if you have a long shot. You need magic
right.
and lens. So
Oh,
we're
yeah,
not
lens.
there
right.
yet.
Right. Logically.
Yeah,
Logically.
But yeah, but those frogs in the rain gave us our river to Morpha path.
And
Yeah.
that's what I was expecting it to be, long shot or irons, but
Ooh, here's our Rolfo's grotto in the Zora's River grotto. And Karp is going to check out the Fairy Colossus Ferry. Oh, just a little short on the. Oh. Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that was for Morpha.
I mean, you're still gonna go get the hints and check the top of it, so.
Once again, getting that pool of lava is Dante.
And there also is a grotto in the middle of Domain as well, so.
Yeah. Because we know, I think Fountain was hinted foolish, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I just had to double check the spreadsheet for my own personal sanity, you know.
Oh,
Yep.
using
So-
the chicken to enter.
Yep, skipping the hint to do that as well. I expect Philly to turn in the letter and do these 3 checks because the grotto's here. And then, I don't actually know what the next step would be here. Get quite a few options available, especially with that long shot.
Well, if Fountain is dead, then he doesn't need to do the grotto check in Fountain.
Not in Fountain, there's a Storm's Grotto here in Domain.
Oh,
yeah.
there is?
Yeah, it's right. It's right by the ladder from the little pool.
Yeah, it's on that island.
The things you learn when Grotto ER is available.
Yup. I almost forgot about that until Majarkin mentioned it.
Yep, there's a lot of these little hidden grottos, and so learning where all these checks are that you normally don't check has been a big thing for Season 7, right? And there's little logic quirks like Dungeon ER adds some, Interiors add some, Grotto ER obviously adds some that you gotta learn, so... Generally, you do the normal route here in Domain, and then once you turn in the dive minigame, you jump back down and you go onto that platform there to play Storms. We'll see if Philly remembers. It may be nothing and not important.
But you know,
Alright.
you never know till you check.
Yep, and Karp turned in 10 skulls and us nothing, so we're down to chickens, 20 skulls, and cack archery right now. I think we're about to see chickens.
Good old chickens.
Yeah, and in this seed, we have to get all 7.
I'm guessing fast check-ins is a minor setting.
It is. It's you either default to 7, or if you pick chickens, it's 1 chicken.
Okay, I get it. Does someone say chicken? Yes, Narvel.
Wrong
Boomerang! Okay.
Ooh.
We have Jabu access.
Not what the runners want to see, though.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, with the settings that were turned on today, there's no additional checks. It's just the normal 4. It's a very long stone dungeon, and we know OOT is not really a song that we care about between Minuet and Serenade. So
Ooh, the read that grotto with the sun for the sun song.
Okay.
yeah, so this definitely could be an item here. Oh, playing the wrong song, but
Whoops.
I'm guilty of doing that as well.
Read that. Have to read that. Have to read that stands up. Why did you make it rain?
And it's just a
nothing.
heart.
Oh,
Womp womp.
Now that I'm
Song-
thinking about it, Philly might go into Spirit like Karp did.
Songs are hard.
mm-hmm.
So where we're at right now, we have no hints really telling us where to go here. We still need Iron Boots, or I would say or Gold Scale. Yeah, both of these runners could do Gold Scale water to get into Water Temple. We still need 2 strengths and a Mirror Shield.
Yeah, again, we need a lot.
Yeah. And really,
Later.
besides CAC, I mean, that's really the only hint we have left. Yeah.
Light arrows, magic, bow.
Fins.
You know what we haven't seen? We haven't seen Bottom of the Well yet, and Karp's right here with Storms.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah,
You
we
can-
should see that play.
Oh, and chickens was nothing.
So
20 or archery.
yeah,
Yep. At this point, I'd say go straight into the well. You have a lot of checks there.
Yeah, we have Zio, we have bombs, K-sword.
Karp, where are you going? Oh, Child Goron City? No, Karp did that.
getting a skull right outside of here. He knows now 20 is important,
Yeah.
and he also has bugs, so he can get another one right outside
true.
of DC.
OT is Minuet, so Serenade is vanilla in Ice Cavern.
Gross.
Definitely not a play you want to make.
Yeah.
Maybe
Rough
Karp's
hat.
going that he forgot about the Cow Grotto here, or I'm unsure of what's going on here.
My rush ice play is gone now. I mean, there still could be items in Ice Cavern, right? You know.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Karp is taking this as the fastest way to go to Deku.
Oh, okay.
You know, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's
Yep,
probably
go-
the fastest.
Yeah, go for progression and then go to the well. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You get another 3 skulls inside of Deku, right?
Yep.
Speaking of well play, here's phillywut.
Well,
And I like
well.
I'm surprised the Karp didn't decide to go into well. It's in logic, so
I mean, so yeah.
it's just you're there. I guess he's thinking, oh, I have Nocturne, I can come back whenever. It's not a big deal. It's just you're already there, and you're missing so many items that you do it because of the travel time, right?
Yeah. Doing the required progression first. Yeah.
So what's the likelihood that, well, I know Deku is the required progression, it's just, what's the likelihood Deku's going to have all the items you need? 0, pretty much? And we know, as an observer, that it doesn't have anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Deku was completely barren.
Yeah, I feel like a Deku play over a well play would be good if you like had a hint that like well is foolish or Deku tree is a way of the hero, you know, something like that.
Or if you had K-Sword on a path to a different dungeon, right? Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
But it's not a bad play. Like, rushing progression is always good. It's just you're eating up the travel back to well time as a loss here if you're planning to make that play, because you were already in market. That's my only criticism. Deku is a very good play still. It's progression, right? I just think that Philly has routed it in a little bit better here, so we'll saves just a little bit of time.
Philly has 11 skulls, so it's gonna find out the hard way that 10 is not our answer out.
Well, and I think with Philly having the boomerang, he can get all the skulls in bottom of the well.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is
And without
true.
keys, you don't have to.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's actually very good for Philly.
I didn't think about that. But you're still banking. Well,
Oh,
Karp.
Philly going for a chickens play as well.
I mean, that
You
makes
have
sense.
to.
Do
Yeah.
do chickens before well because you're still not sure if it's archery 20 or chickens.
Mm-hmm. And there it is. More chickens.
Double chickens today. Lucky chat. Um, and this makes sense. Like Philly's gone up river here, so the play to go bottom of the well, it's your most check dense location, right? Where Karp's going. Deku's pretty check dense in its progression, and then we'll probably see Karp go up river. So we're really seeing Karp just follow behind Philly, but was more thorough early, and you see Philly cleaning this up as he goes here, right? So
I just want to take a second here since we're coming up to the hour. Happy 1 hour. I just want to take a moment of our time to thank the restreamer today, which is Narvel Base, and my co-commentators Majarkin, SaigoGetsuga, and our lovely trackers today are Shanak, Bronze Noob, and Not Baseball. And of course, our lovely runners today, MisterKarp and phillywut, who we wouldn't have this restream without them.
And also shout outs to the Queen Helena for being on comms today.
Yep. Forgot to shout out myself. Oopsies.
If we're going to shout out everyone else, you also need a shout out.
Yeah, true. It's only like 4 o'clock, over here. Still a little, It's been a day.
But as of now, we're kind of just so far for our runners are just retracing each other's steps.
Yeah.
Next, at this point, the only things left that the biggest where would you go after this? Is the big question at this point.
I definitely think your thoughts about play
well,
here is good.
Well, and GTG would be good because you have the logical access to get to GTG as an adult.
Yeah. Since we have long shot.
yeah, it's not a bad play.
But even without bow or strength too, you can at least. Oh, but you also have the whole maze of GTG being all unlocked, all items. Ooh.
Yeah, and we do have Song of Time, which doesn't matter since we don't have keys, so you can get right side of maze.
I would agree with you. That's probably the next best play after well, because they're both child right now, so well is easily the best play. But then GTG probably with some cleanup of like field, checking some of the grottos on the way there. Yeah. Because Keysy makes some of these locations very interesting.
And so far, well is not turning up with anything.
But we do have the Skullatulas in here, but it doesn't seem like phillywut is playing for the skulls at the moment.
No, not which is surprising because they're both in those key doors, or used to be key lock doors now.
Well,
Probably just muscle memory.
I think they want to check the other actual chest items first, and then probably make a play for the tokens.
Yeah, you could grab both of those tokens after you do Dead Hand.
Yeah.
As you're heading that way.
Hey, Saria! Finally get to see you after an hour. It seems like bottom of the well is not really giving us much. I mean, it could be on Dead Hand, could be in basement, could be by the keys.
Hey, nothing there.
So
we have just a few. It's amazing how quickly you can peek these and be like, oh, here comes the boomerang, so this might be skulls.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You're up here, you might as well do it.
Yep, it makes sense why you would do them now, because when you route in up to the coffin, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep, and you'd be surprised at how many more checks are in bottom of the well. I mean, it's 3 less keys, right? So 3 more checks in here. So we still have a good 6 or 7 checks left in bottom of the well.
Yeah. Still got the keys, still got basement, and the 2 checks on...
Yeah, so we have 7 left.
Yeah, on Dead Hand, yeah.
And this check here.
Oh,
Big.
oh, chonker. Ice
Ah.
arrow. It's ice arrows at least. If you want to go,
we'll be going up there to get ice arrows.
Ice arrows for Bongo Bongo, you know, just saying.
Yeah.
Oh my god, phillywut just getting completely bodied by the freaking,
That Skulltula is so rude.
And
Well,
here's
what's
the long shot.
The worst skull is if you happen to get soft locked in Shadow Temple, where you just kind of just get bonked around by him, you can't get out.
Yes, I've been trapped by that before. I really like your idea of GTG because it's so many checks in there. After doing well, of course. Because really, child, you don't have a lot you can do. I mean, one check in lake. All of the field stuff that you can do as child would be better done as adult on your way over to GTG. There also is the question: do these runners just reverse because we have Requiem, right? Versus going through field.
I mean, it would be faster, arguably, to reverse Wasteland and to go through field, since you know Valley is dead. Granted, there is that one grotto, but if you're an adult, you need strength to move the boulder. Well, no, not strength, you need hammer. Is it strength or hammer? I forget which.
The other interesting thing is we have access to.
There's a big chest in Lake.
Yep, we have access to Dompy Gravedig in Goron City as adult as well. So that is 2 checks. They're kind of out of the way at this point, but we do have Bolero, so they're not too far.
All right, 13 skulls for Philly.
Both runners appropriately routing skulls in. And, it's a 50-50 if it's 20 skulls or
archery.
Archery, yeah, and you don't have a bow, so you don't have a chance to route that in yet.
Imagine if 20 had your bow to then play cack archery.
To then get your item. Yeah, that would be mean.
Or Dittens or something, or strength or mirror shield. Yeah, that would be silly.
But not out of the realm of impossibility.
No, this is rando after all, so anything is possible.
Unless we just find the bow right here in the well.
And we still got the basement chest, and then that's everything here.
Hover
boots.
That's a good find.
Alright, so...
So we know it's not hovers in Kakariko. That's about it.
And hovers was our only thing here.
Interesting.
I mean, there's still quite a few items we need. We need magic dins, irons technically for logic, bow, 2 strengths, mirror.
Again, we did a bow.
Oh my god, Karp.
Oh no! Back up a little bit and have King Zora in the frame. There you go.
There you go.
I've done that too many times. It's just easy when you're backing up and you don't turn around.
No, what I've done is accidentally have bunny hood, and when you have like a mask on, even though you're locked on, it'll read the bottle.
Just not only are songs hard, bottles are hard.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm thinking about the impact of Keysy here, and Water Temple has a lot more checks. When we go into that,
Yep.
Of course, Fire does.
You know what's funny? phillywut is gonna find their first slingshot here in Child Spirit.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and going to be disappointed by the big chest that you find along the way.
Oh yeah, and the wallet too.
Yep. Wallet on child climb. Of course, Spirit is, strength 2 locked from adult's side, so can't even just go in there.
Nope. Not even Keysy can help out with that. Nice shot.
I feel like doing this with Boomerang is harder than Slingshot. I mean, I feel like they're both relatively difficult, for me at least.
For me, it's only difficult because you have to be careful with the Stalfos.
Fair. I usually just kill them for safety.
But right now we just see both runners following each other's footsteps. Karp already cleared Child Spirit. And we'll see if Karp goes into bottom of the well.
Oh, unless Karp is gonna go dip Stone Jabu.
Looks like they might be.
Yep.
I think they still have the fish bottle.
Oh, nope, I don't think they do.
Hmm.
No, yeah, Billy's the only one with 3 bottles, I think, still.
I think they're remembering about the Storm's Grotto.
Nope,
Nope, they're grabbing a fish.
They're going for Jabu.
They forgot the fish. It's gonna use Sun Song here, yep.
That is good Sunsong movement.
See, now, if this was Majora's Mask hint system, you would know that Jabu would be foolish since Fountain was hinted foolish.
Oh.
Yeah. In a MM, if an area is foolish, everything in that area is foolish.
Good to know. I've still been meaning to try out MM Rando, but
Yeah,
haven't had time.
I feel that. Maybe get some skulls. Yeah, that's actually not a bad point.
That's true. Yeah, you guys have 4 easy skulls here in Jabu.
I could also be misremembering.
You can't reach those 2 very quickly unless you're going deep in here, yeah.
Oh, right.
This is an interesting choice for Karp.
They are 2 different things. Okay, thank you.
This is an interesting choice for Karp going in here. It's maybe thinking that most people would skip this, because I definitely would. Because when you have a play like GTG, which is so much more check vents that you can get to, this feels kind of bad, but it's also, when are you ever going to check this?
Yeah.
I can see the merits of it. It's also just, it's a very, very long 4 checks here for Karp. Even if you're getting skulls along the way, there are faster skulls than these. We'll see if Karp actually decides to beat Baronade or not. That would be the real big time commitment. The first 3 checks aren't too bad, but the Baronade check is.
That's the biggest commitment right there.
Yep. And Karp should know that the song on OOT is not required. So.
Yeah, I like what Ultimate Bronson Noob is saying. It's like, this is I'm here and I'm done kind of.
Yeah, but from Karp's perspective, you have bottom of the well, right? We know we only get hovers, and that doesn't really progress the seed. But you're comparing Jabu to bottom of the well and GTG, and to me, it's a gamble play more so than I'm better mechanically or anything like that play, right? It's going, maybe something's in here and they just won't come here for forever, and then I get a free win, right?
Yeah. And phillywut's at 17, so they're just 3 skulls away from finding out if they need a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and getting the
Yeah.
the skull here. Yeah. I like this play.
Yep. Just rush 20 skulls at this point.
And you know what? Couldn't Nocturne to get the beam skull there.
I was gonna say you could also do Bolero into Nocturne.
You also have the skull at night that you can get with a boomerang in graveyard, so you just get the
Yeah.
2 in there and save a warp.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. That's how he's. That is extremely good routing for the last 2 skulls there. I didn't even think about the nighttime skull here.
Same.
Just shows you that, like, phillywut is, like, you know, thinking ahead and using their time wisely.
Yep, and we have forest access here right now. You find a strength, and you can do quite a bit of forest. And there's no keys; it's a lot of checks, as well as a good play too. Same with GTG. Like, there's a lot of these dungeons become a lot better plays, even if they are stone, just because Keysy is on.
And we're gonna be at 20 skulls here soon.
All right. Oop. It's just standing in the wrong area for that spell to spawn in.
Honestly, I always forget where all the freaking bean ones spawn.
All right. 20 skulls. Do you have our progression, or do
Yep.
we need a bow?
All right,
So
make your bets now, chat. Is it on archery or is it on skulls?
So to note, Karp bailed after the first 3 checks, which I'm okay with because it's a much bigger commitment as we're talking about, and now bottom of the well play.
It's archery! Oh no!
We are in a bow hunt now.
Yeah, I think you go adult here, get lax, go to GTG. I think this is what they're planning.
I think
Yep.
at this point you clear out the field and go to GTG.
I think that's a good play, and then after GTG, well, it depends if you find anything, but Forest is a very good play here. Like, there's quite a bit you can do with no keys, right?
Right.
Normally, early Forest is so key heavy, but now it's not. I mean, there's a good, 7 or 8 checks that you can do with just Hookshot and Song of Time.
Mm-hmm. We also... heart container off of Lax.
I mean, could have a French vanilla bow in Forest.
Oh dear. That always just makes it feel horrible.
Especially since it's one of our stone dungeons.
But also a funny thing to note, we have not stumbled into our light arrows.
We haven't found lights, we haven't found a single strength.
No, nor a scale.
We don't have dins or magic.
Yeah, for how far we've gotten into the sea to not find any of those things, that's a little scary. Because that could be everything could just be in GTG, or it could be in our other stone dungeons. Who knows?
Could this be an AD seed?
Don't see how you could logically go into all dungeons, but not necessarily have to beat all dungeons.
Yeah. That's fair. Oh yeah, I forget there's a grotto there.
Wait, which one was that?
Another boulder grotto by the Tektite grotto.
Oh. I did not know about that one.
Yeah, I think it's normally nothing.
Normally is nothing. Plus, you have the grotto right outside of Kakariko that has the Skulltula normally.
Yup, that one I did know. Ah, Fairy Fountain for Tektite.
Oh, Fairy Fountain Vanilla. Thank you.
Unfortunately, we don't have many locations left. You got 3 or 4-ish grottos with chests left in the game. So
looks like phillywut is not going to reverse Wasteland and is going to, check these remaining grotto checks that they can as Noodle.
And I think this is a good play. It's slower to get to GTG, but you're doing more checks along the way, right? So it's better check density, slower to GTG, which you need to do these checks eventually anyways. Or else they'll just be sitting there. So why not do it on the way?
But I just find it so odd to see. You know, we need 2 strength, we need bow, we need magic, we need lights, we need mirror
Mirror.
shield, we need gold scale and or iron boots
So
to
one
just
thing you have to
enter
remember,
water.
all of Fire Temple is available right now besides for 2 checks.
Yep. Yep. Just the fire loop is inaccessible.
And I guess
hammer
you
loop.
can say highest Goron's inaccessible. Half of forest checks, or maybe more than half of forest checks, are available right now, right? So
Yeah, I think you're still locked out by strength. You're still locked out by strength.
And
yeah,
also
there's like 7 checks there.
Vault HP,
Right, you can't kill Volvagia, but you can get quite a few checks in fire, and they're all checks in fire. If we find water access, you have a ton of checks in water, right? So we have a lot of density available to us in the seed that doesn't require a bow or a strength right now, logically.
True.
And that's what Keysy does, is it really opens up the seed. And so we could have a single bottleneck here where like we need that bow to get whatever's in CAC archery, and that holds up the whole seed. And until you find that bow, you know, whatever item is bottlenecking us, you're just stuck, right? Because imagine if we find Dins on CAC archery and magic is somewhere else. Shadow has a large number of checks, right?
yeah.
So all of these dungeons are very, very, very heavily weighted compared to normal.
Alright, Philly going for the shield grave in the Guerrilla's Fortress Grotto.
Which is nothing.
Ah.
You know, you're here, might as well.
Yep. Alright, into GTG we go. This is good. I can see this potentially being a stacked GTG.
It definitely could be, yeah.
I mean, there's definitely some checks that we can't do, but, you know, yeah, I think starting Maze is probably your best play. You can peek a lot of checks here, and you can...
Oh,
there's
big
a big
chest.
chest right there.
There's something. Yep.
And we'll get a peek at what's on the Scarecrow as well. Nothing.
So far, only just one thing.
We haven't seen the back two yet. Nothing. Strength!
Strength.
All right.
That means you get another check in Forest.
Yeah.
With actually, outside of bow, yeah, you can.
And technically, logically, half a fire is locked behind a strength as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Both these runners can do the whole ground jump, so it wouldn't have locked them. But that logically puts all of fire besides like 4 checks into logic. So.
Yeah.
Karp is reversing the GTG.
You know, makes sense.
Which with Fire Temple, there's like 8 keys in there or something like that. That are all checks now. So Forest the same way, 5 keys that are now all checks.
I mean, we've already seen some big items in Fire Temple, but you know they weren't like required.
Yep, Karp did the first 3 checks, which was actually a very good play in Keysy. I kind of agree.
And what's unfortunate is that, yeah, they were big chests, but not items you needed.
Yep. And so Karp here opted to reverse to save a little bit of time.
I would say that Karp here is catching up to phillywut here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really a matter of they've both done some checks the other hasn't, so right now I wouldn't say anyone's ahead of the other unless the strength like leads to everything.
The question is, do you go to Forest or do you go to Fire? I would make the argument of going Fire more than Forest.
Both are good. Forest, you'll be locked out of.
Oh,
ooh.
Unless it's our bow.
Oh boy, or strength 2 to
Strength
push.
2 would be interesting.
Lens. So we're still missing magic for logical crossing. but then again, you don't really need it since you have Requiem.
Yeah.
Well, we know that Requiem has to be one of the path items now, so it's very likely that it's like magic and spirit or something like that.
Yeah.
Or spirit has an item that locks magic. Like, imagine if our strength 2 is somewhere else, and you go into spirit, and then you get a bow in there, right? And magic's in CAC, and that's your only bow. That's a possibility. There's a lot of ways where spirit could lock the crossing there, and now crossing is only locked by magic, so.
Yeah.
Could also be...
Oh, another one. Magic.
Imagine if this was our strengths too.
So we know logically
Oh,
magic can't be in here. It could be bow locked in here, but not... It can't be on those checks.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise Requiem couldn't be path.
Oh, gotcha.
And it has to be path because it's one of the only... It's like the only item we got in Kakariko right now. And we have bow minigame left, so...
Alright, so outside of strength and bow lock checks, we've only gotten strength and a wallet from GTG. Not too bad.
As one of the runners, I'd be happy to see a strength. You're like, finally something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, as at this point, I feel like dipping into forest might not be too terrible of a play at this point.
That, or you could go clean up Adult Lake. You have the bean planted, right? You
Oh
could
yeah,
go
that's
that
right.
way.
And those are which are technically Sphere 0.
Yeah, they're available from the beginning. So I think that's worse of a play than going into Forest or Fire. You could pick either. Our spawn is in Lost Woods for Adult, so saving and quitting puts you there, or you play Bolero, right? So either way, you have a quick access to a dungeon that has quite a few checks. Neither dungeon are the runners wanting to actually complete, as they are stone dungeons, right? But
Yeah.
when you're running out of checks, they're currently the most check dense locations we have. So
I think phillywut is going to be making a play here to dip into river to not river, Lake Hylia.
and he's just grabbing the hint, as we are missing a path hint and a foolish hint. So this is a good play. Get more information.
Nah, that's the shield grave hint.
It'll be interesting. I think we're gonna have a divergence point here again. We'll see what Karp decides to do, but
I could totally see Karp here probably going back into Fire Temple and clear out as much as he can.
yep, that or Forest. But I think we'll see a diversion here from that, where phillywut's probably gonna do Lake into Southern Field and then make a decision on where to go next.
Yeah, which is not a bad place since you still don't have.
There's your dad hint.
I mean,
Nothing like-
granted, the slingshot chest wasn't anything, so.
I mean, in the end, what phillywut is doing is getting more information. There are quite a few hint stones over this direction, and if you're looking for direction of where to go, what if we get a Fire Temple or a Forest Temple path, right? Or if you get a completely different area like Ice Temple path. Obviously not for the song, but, you know, there are 4 items in there. So...
Yeah, that's fair. Gonna do a lap dive. No,
You can't even do lap dive out of logic. No irons. He just went in and out just to get the bean plant back.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. Saves you a little bit of time.
I never even thought about that. It's so interesting seeing these runners do like these little like micro like adjustments to like save every last little bit of time you can, right?
Yeah.
you
When I learned about the Sun Song movement in Kokiri Forest, and all that was like, yeah, that saves a lot of time just going in and out of the maze through the little crawl space in Kokiri Forest.
Yeah, there are big saves like that for Sun Song can save you a bit of time, but I have a friend who tells me I should be toggling my iron boots off and then on and then off again when surfacing because it cancels the animation when you surface.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it saves you like a couple of frames at most.
Huh.
Yeah, it cancels the surfacing animation so you can start swimming faster sooner.
You know, I just got a thought here. Lens, once we find magic, could also hint towards a treasure chest minigame for us.
Oh, yeah.
That could have something.
Yep, and looks like phillywut going to clean up the southern field, which I don't mind, and looks like Karp's following right behind his footsteps here, so no one's going to be like making a different decision. Oh, we're getting a warp. Oh no, just time of day.
Oh, you have to get the skulls out here.
Yep.
Karp now going for the 20.
Which could be sorely disappointed.
I kind of like getting some of these better than getting some of the bean ones, because these are a little bit faster than those, but, you know, it was a good play by Philly to rush 20 skulls, like, a 50-50 chance, right? So,
Yeah. It's like it's either here or it's not, right?
Yep.
Oh, more hints. Okay, so top of Fire Temple is nothing.
Okay, we love
Yeah, that
to
was
see
the hammer
that.
chest. Yep. I mean, for me, Forest, like, you get locked out so soon, like, the courtyard and everything is so quick. It seems like a very good play in this seed. That's probably what I would choose, and then Fire after that, as Fire is also a good play.
I mean, we have courtyard access, we got the stealth house, we got... No, we can't get the... Well, we have hover, so we can get the floor master chest out of logic. Can't get the boss key check. And you can get the bow check. And I think that's all the checks we can get. Besides, you know, like everything in courtyard and the map chest.
Right. Yeah. 'Cause I think because once you get to the vanilla bow check, then you're locked out because with the pose. Deku Tree Baron. Wow.
Wow. I bet you phillywut is just shaking his head right now. It's like, oh, if I just checked that.
I mean, you're not going to rush field in the seed. So.
Yeah, not only do we have the DMT path to Goma to find out Deku Tree is foolish. Wah wah.
Yep. I don't mind the play that the runners are doing because they're trying to get that last like path information here. And all these checks are in logic.
Unfortunately, both of them skipping out on the back of the lake hints.
Well, Karp is still there, so might get the hints after dropping off the fish here.
Philly gonna go for money?
I mean,
looks like
as
it.
well.
Yeah, so the field play, the reason why I personally would have gone a dungeon first is because your grottos are swapped, right? And you found most of your major ones or have them hinted, so that's very unlikely to get a check, and that's what we're seeing here, right? So it feels a little bit worse. You're getting information, it's just, I feel like the check density is on average a lot lower with Grotto ER because there's so many random grottos.
Looks like phillywut is going to fire.
We're gonna get our Dompy race. We have Bolero if he was going to fire, so I think we're getting Dompy race.
And we also have Goron City Maze.
Oh, we haven't seen either runner do that. That's surprising.
Yeah. And we also have Link the Goron.
We have seen. No, I thought Karp checked all this.
Yeah. I don't think maybe Link the Goron, but not the maze.
Yeah, I don't recall the maze being seen.
That's really surprising because anytime I have bombs, I'm checking the maze. I know Karp did Link the Goron. Chat will correct me if I'm wrong. So.
Oh, he had no bombs last time.
Heart container off Link the Goron.
But this is a good play. You know it's Dompy Gravedigger over there, which is 2 checks, right? So That's a good play in my book.
Also, we're
Cause-
getting confirmation that he only did child bomb-related checks because he only had choose at the time.
Right, gotcha.
Mm,
All right, maze. Let's see if the maze has something.
and here goes Karp into fire. I'm making that play now.
Yes, we're pretty much at a point where at this point it's like, what's your next densest play that you can easily clear? But then again, you can't really full clear anything.
Yeah.
Surprised Philly didn't just decide to, I guess, wanting the hint. Oh, another Decatry Foolish.
And nothing here in the Goron City maze.
He's
Outside
trying
of
to peek, yeah.
yeah.
We'll see if Philly, if it is a big chest, we'll see if Philly knows the hover trick over there. It's
Nope.
not.
Nah, it's not big. Oh. Can buy your Goron tunic.
True.
We'll likely see that happen here. Although Philly doesn't need it with Song of Time, right? So
Yeah, but it's more so for Fire Temple, but I guess you don't really need it.
yeah, it's a very healthy seed today.
If he had less hearts, I can make the argument for like, yeah, I should probably buy it.
And the runners don't have a hammer to actually fight Volvagia, so you don't really need to worry about it. You just have to get through the push block room in Fire Temple.
All right, Dante. The 1 hour 35 mark.
It's Dante looking our progression.
Oh, another big chest and fire.
Oh.
Silvers.
Oh no!
Another big chest up there. So, wow. Yeah, fire was the right play from Karp.
Wow.
This gives us spirit access as a adult, which is a very good play. We don't have mirror, of course, but and another big chest in here. We could pull, you know, a bow here would be amazing for the seed. I mean, you could just pull mirror shield. There's so many things we need.
Oh yeah. Yeah, magic, dins, you name it. Ah, Dante had nothing.
Does phillywut can make the forest play? Imagine Forest has the like. Oh, no, they're going.
They're going fire as well.
Oh, I guess they just didn't want to do the Death War.
All right, we got ourselves double stone fire.
Yeah, but Karp has the advantage here since cleared out the earlier checks when they were here previously.
Yep, so Karp just a little bit in the lead, but you know, execution mistakes can still make up this time, right? And we still missing a lot, so choices will still matter, but...
Yeah. Still missing a bow.
Watch this chest be a bow.
Or mirror shield, and then you can go beat spirit. Oh, no.
Ah! Goron
Hey.
tunic. Don't need to buy tunic.
First the fire trouble trolled us with the wallet. Now it trolls us with this.
Yeah, since both the runners know that the hammer chest is dead, you definitely just finish climbing here. I don't see any reason not to. But because we don't have Scarecrow set up, Karp's going to show us the pixel shot.
Ooh.
Where with a long shot you can actually get up top here.
I have heard about this. I've heard about a pixel shot. We'll see if he gets it.
It's all about getting into kind of just the right position, and then your long shot can just reach, and it's a little bit of a small pixel gap here to hit the target.
Ooh, I feel like that was close.
I thought so too.
No, I think that's 2 up.
Sometimes people will.
Oh, there it
we
is!
go.
Wow.
Wow.
Sometimes to make that easier, some runners will do a hook shot extension as well there. But Karp showing us that he knows how to do pixel shot, which saves you a bit of time setting up Scarecrow, as this is really the only requirement to have Scarecrow in the run. It also does the benefit of collecting the skulls as Karp goes to get to 20, which
yeah.
Karp will finish up here. I could see Karp finishing up fire, turning in 20, and then going spirit.
Yeah. I feel like when phillywut gets silver, he'll probably also go to spirit.
Oh,
Another big chest?
uh-oh.
What
It's
is
the
this
fifth
fire?
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
what
fifth
is this like? Yeah, 5 big chests here?
It's like, calm down, fire. Like, damn.
Will it be something useful, or unlike the other 3?
Well, strength is useful. Mirror
Mirror
shield.
shield!
We can beat spirit.
Okay,
Wow.
so we know that the Requiem has to be the path to Twin Rova. Because we found strengths here and mirror shield here.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we find a bow or magic within Spirit Temple.
Yep, at this point, yeah.
So maybe the path to Shadow Temple in CAC might be Din's.
Mm-hmm.
It's either that. Obviously, it can't be a bow because
We need a bow
it's
to
a
get
lot
that.
of a bow. Yeah. So it really can only be.
Din's or
It could be a
magic.
lot of things. Still,
Oh, yeah.
it could be irons for going into water, right? It could be hammer for another chest and fire. That's very, very, very unlikely. Dins or magic would be my first guess. Now, the interesting thing here will be, does Phil? Oh, yeah, we see the other big chest. So of course, Philly's going to climb to at least that chest. You don't leave a big chest.
Mm-mm.
And really, full clearing this is not a bad play because the highest Goron and it's either map or compass are very quick after you do.
Alright, not highest score on. And I think with that, all that remains is Volvagia at this point, because we know very high top of Fire Temple's dead.
Maybe
Yeah.
Karp skipped it because Karp's going up, so
Yeah. I think Karp didn't get that hint.
that's a couple minutes lost due to not having that hint knowledge.
Or maybe they forgot. I mean, it is
It's possible,
almost
yeah.
I mean, it's almost 2 hours into the seed, so.
And fighting this without a hammer is always fun, as you have to hook shot.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Which is the
Vanilla
Vanilla.
strats. From discussion with Scholzer, one of my multi-world teammates, if you're only changing your inventory to do, like, go to Master Sword here and you have big Gorons, just stay on big Gorons. You can get 2 hits in fairly consistently if you practice it, and you really don't lose any time, and then you don't have to take the time to switch back either. So that's my tip, is practice it before you do it in a run, but you can get 2 hits there pretty quickly. You can hit them, and then they'll come back to where you can hit them again. You hit them again before they run off, and it pretty much breaks even with the time it takes to switch to the Master Sword. It's more of a now you don't have to switch back type of thing in inventory again, more than anything.
Okay.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Makes sense.
You do need to practice it, because if you miss hitting, I forget the flame dancer. If you miss it and they run off, obviously you lose times though. But with practice, you can get it consistent, and you end up gaining a little bit of time over someone who inventories twice. So it's only a couple seconds, so it's not a big deal. But it's just one of those small things that add up over a seed.
Hey, seconds count.
Oh,
Ooh.
strength. A strength 2 locked grotto brings up a big chunker.
Iron boots.
So that's water temple.
So
So fire temple that fire temple strength coming in clutch.
yeah, so that water is again another big dungeon with a lot of checks here, so that we need to do as well. So Karp gonna go beat Spirit, then beat Water here. Probably feeling pretty happy about this. The only concern is there are a couple of bow lock checks in Water, right? So our boss key could be locked. Right? Oh wait, no, that's gone with Keysy.
Oh no. Billy bailed on fire. No mirror shield.
Uh-oh. That's really unfortunate. It's very hard to go back to fire this seed. Especially also getting the irons there, so
I mean, they're saying pixel shot is hard.
Oh, that's
it
true.
is.
Yeah. So then, yeah, but unfortunately, we still need a bow to even beat Ganondorf.
Yep. But Karp just showing himself to be the more experienced runner. Here, knowing a couple more tricks that end up saving you a lot sometimes. So pixel shots worth knowing.
Yeah, so this might put Karp in the lead here.
It definitely does. I don't know when you go back to fire to route that, because Philly's also saying I need to set up Scarecrow to check that and keep going, right? So when are you going to do that? Because neither runner has set up Scarecrow as child, right? We haven't seen a child lake.
Right.
So it's a trip there as child, where Serenade's in ice, and really ice is a very bad play at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really think Philly will go there unless they get like a hint that like Scarecrow has mirror shield or something. So it's gonna be very much like last checks kind of thing for phillywut.
But at least we've broken through our sort of pseudo progression lock thanks to the strength 2.
Yeah. Still don't know what that nocturne is, but you know we'll get there.
Oh yeah. As soon as we get a bow, we can then finally full clear CAC.
Yeah, we have just one bomb bag.
Yep, the bomb bag that was on Dompe's grave in the graveyard, I believe.
Yes, you are correct on that.
Yeah.
That is the only bomb bag that we have found so far. This is really unfortunate. Phillywut.
Mm-hmm. But you're at that point where it's like, oh, I don't have Scarecrow status, so I can't do this. So it's one of the things you kind of just like ignore. Like you just have to pray. Then I hope something big was on there.
And unfortunately, there was.
Yeah.
Because you get a hint to like Twin Rova, like Hack Twin Rova. You're thinking, all right, maybe Mirror Shield will like something here will lead to Mirror Shield. No, it was unhinted in fire.
Yeah. Billy making the long trek down to go for Water Temple, which is not a bad play.
Oh, another big chest.
Yep.
Oh,
Magic.
That is a disgusting
That
location. To find magic.
100% confirms that Din's is bomb locked, or whatever is blocking Bongo will get you Din's.
Mm-hmm.
I should say.
Yep. Now we still need that bow.
I mean, you need. Well, actually, no. You don't technically need bow in order to beat.
I mean, this just goes with. It just goes with what I was saying before. We knew Spirit had to lock magic somehow, or else it couldn't have been Requiem Path, and it had to be Requiem Path. So.
Yeah.
All right, now let's find out what's on Lab Dive. Out of logic, of course.
Yeah, it's very likely, like you guys are saying, that it's Dins in Kakariko, but there's still a couple other weird options available.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be something that leads to Dins. If not Dins itself. So, phillywut's gonna make a play to go into ward here. Honestly, not a bad play.
Because I think because you only have like one. I feel like it's only two bow lock checks in Water Temple.
Yep, River and the push block.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you only have 2 checks that are locked by bow.
Yeah, but the problem is we don't have a fire source, like we don't have Dins.
Yeah.
So technically, like that, the torches chest there and central pillar are also.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a big chest.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine if that's our bow.
Oh boy.
Things are gonna get spicy here. Potentially.
As if it wasn't spicy enough to find a lot of big chests in Stone Fire.
You know, I was hoping for a spicy seed, and you know, this rando delivered. Still, I can't believe unhinted fire.
Yeah, none
unhinted stone fire.
None of the hints will give you any indication to go, oh hey, go Fire Temple. Nothing.
Yep. But with Keysy, there's a lot more checks, so you just. But in the end, like Philly kept climbing. It's just not knowing pixel shot is the difference here.
There's our bow. Yeah.
Okay, now water is full clearable.
Well, besides gold scale locked.
Maybe from Philly's perspective, you do that, but if like Karp goes in there, gets the bow. You just want to go beat the boss, then go get the item in CAC, and then go beat Shadow, right? So,
yep.
As now we know that it can't be any of the scales, well, it could be one of the scales there for Child Lake, but that's very unlikely. One check versus just Dins being there.
So I have a feeling that once Karp comes here, sees that bow, he's just gonna raise the water, beat Morpha, go to CAC, do archery, and then find out what's there. Yeah, Karp actually got a nice Twin Rova there. Actually. I wish I would get a nice Twin Rova.
I've had a few Twin Rovas be nice, but yeah, that first phase is just absolute luck.
Yeah, this might be the only big item here. Question is, does Philly push his luck and do more checks, or does he raise the water and beat Morpha?
At this point, I would probably just raise the water, beat Morpha, clear out CAC, and hope that gets the Dins or whatever gets you the Shadow.
You know, it makes sense to do this top check here. You know, it is.
Oh yeah, just peek. Oh yeah, peek the eye switch deal. Nope, nothing.
And they're gonna do this chest here. Okay, so, yeah, so they are gonna do more stuff. But interesting to see if they raised the water to do Dark Link, or did they just do Baronet. I mean, Morpha.
But from my perspective right now, if it's Dins and Kakariko on archery, this is Karp's race to lose, as long as lights aren't somewhere silly like gold gauntlets locked, or hammer locked. But even then, it's a very hard decision to set up Scarecrow and go back into fire from Philly, and that's going to be a very much down the line play here. Especially now with the bow, you can full clear forest.
Yeah, this seed is very baity. Looks like
Once you go into fire, it is.
yeah. But looks like Karp is going back to GTG to full clear the silver block push room.
Ah. Why? Oh, it would be hilarious if you found another bow there.
That does not appear to be a big item. Yeah.
No, it does not.
Now race water, beat the boss, don't fight Darkling. I mean, Karp is giving phillywut some time here by going into the silver blackbush room, but then again, we don't know what's in there. So, could very easily be another bow.
Oh, looks like Philly's going for Dark Link.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Just yeah, at this point, just you don't want to potentially risk something being in that Dark Link loop. You may as well just full clear it.
I mean, I guess.
Because what if light arrows were here?
Ooh, yeah. And what would be the likelihood of Karp doing Dark Link when he finds bow? Pretty unlikely, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, even finding bow here in silver blackbush room, what's the likelihood of Karp, clearing out Water Temple when can just beat Morpha and then do the rest?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god!
What did I say?
Oh no.
That is a bailout if I've ever seen one.
Oh no.
It's not really a bailout. Karp would see it's going into water, so
Oh,
it just
true,
means yeah.
Hmm. Oh?
Oh, Dark Link, what have you got?
Ah. Oh? I didn't even think about this. And there's the other bomb bag. We know where all the
Bomb bag
bomb bag
percent.
cards.
I am kind of surprised that Karp is deciding to clear GTG instead of just going straight into water.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because there's no real good way of getting back here. So, might as well since you're here. Is that a big chest?
Nope.
Yeah. This just
Alright.
looks weird from the angle, I guess. Alright, now they're gonna fight, Morpha.
I was hoping for another big chest to come falling down and be like, all the bow lock checks had big chests.
That would have been funny. Yeah. Yeah. Cack Archery will either lead to Dins directly or something to Dins.
Yeah.
Which, I don't really...
I think at this point, it would have to be Dins. I don't think any of the other items, everything else that would lead to Dins, I don't think can be in play.
Hammer, strength 3,
Yeah.
a scale.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all available. Technically, fire arrows for the only thing we have left is Wasteland, right? But
Yeah. And we know a certain somebody in chat would love to see a Wasteland push.
it's just the likelihood of it being one of those for a single check is low, or like, you know, very few checks.
Nearly impossible.
Hammer locks like it's like 5 checks, right? Because you have the Grotto and Death Mountain Crater, you have the Fairy, Death Mountain Crater, Volvagia, and then the 2 checks that are hammer locked.
Yeah.
Scale only locks the Child Lake. Gold Gauntlets only locks OGC.
So
Fire Arrows only locks Wasteland. So our runners will go directly to those checks depending on the item, right? If it's not Dins.
yeah. So do you think Karp here will go straight to Morpha, or they're gonna clear water? What do you think?
If I was Karp, I would go straight to Morpho. No questions.
And
Yeah,
as
it
he
looks
does,
like
straight to Morpha.
yeah.
Because you have a hint for your what you're thinking is Dins, and you play for the light arrows hint, right? You don't play to clear it. Philly's still trying to find Mirror Shield, right? So that makes more sense why Philly cleared water. But from Karp's perspective, you think Dins is in CAC, and you're going to play to the light arrows hint on Ganon.
And nothing on Shoot the Sun. Oh, are we finally going to see back of Lake hint? Potentially?
Now imagine if one of these tells you that Mirror Shield is on Scarecrow.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Well, we still have that one path hint. Graveyard of the Dongo.
Which makes sense, we found the bomb bag, so...
Yup. Those are all the path hints.
Even if we had a hint pointing Philly to that, the time difference is too much at this point.
Yeah.
Unless we get a casino for light arrows, like needing to find gold gauntlets or things like that. That would be the only way Philly has back. But if it's just a straight, you know, this is Din's here, you beat Shadow, and then Ganon tells you,
It's inside my castle!
Yeah.
Also, happy 2 hours.
Happy 2 hours.
I think the funniest spot we can be told, it's in Jabu.
Oh, on Baronade. Or deep in Forest Temple.
Ooh, yeah. So we're gonna see from Philly what this item finally is. And it's our dens.
Yup, as expected. Or at least highly... It was the most highly likely thing.
So it looks like Karp made a save in water just in case this isn't straightforward here.
Yeah.
To come back and search.
Which makes sense. Oh no. Oh no, Philly. I mean, from his perspective, this makes sense. But, like, oh no.
Oh.
Right, the magic is locked, so Philly can't even go into Shadow here.
Yeah.
So.
Which was in Spirit.
And we know
right.
magic cannot be here in Forest because that would make Requiem not Path. So, yeah, it has to be magic locked magic at this point.
The other magic's in Shadow Temple.
Either that or Ganon's, right?
True.
So.
That'd be funny.
And the fact that that Philly has to do an age change, trek down to Lake, then go adult, then go back to fire, then go back to the maze.
Well,
Oof.
he would also go back to Lake as an adult.
Oh yeah.
See, Philly can get the magic. It's available to him, right? It's on the left hand, but just not really disincentivized from doing that because of not having Mirror Shield, right?
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
although I think clearing that dungeon is a good play from Philly's perspective because there's a lot of checks in Spirit.
Yeah, I think once he goes into here and clears Forest, probably go back to Spirit. Maybe. But I definitely think Karp has got this pretty well.
Yep, it's a very hard situation Philly's in because of where the Mirror Shield was.
Yeah. Unless Light Arrows is somehow here in Forest Temple.
Oh yeah.
See, that doesn't really help out Philly because Karp can just go get it. And nothing is going to drive Philly to go back up to fire right now except running out of checks, right?
Yeah.
So the problem is if the only way Philly can get back into this technically is like a strength 3 hunt.
Oh boy. Big chest here in Forest. Another fish!
That's
and
all
even
our bottles.
even a strength 3 hunt, Karp is going to be advantaged that way because even if Philly were to find strength 3 first, Philly needs to run out of checks essentially to go back up to fire because it's such a huge time investment to set Scarecrow and then go back set Scarecrow twice without Serenade. So you're talking all of Forest here. Maybe Philly decides to go to Ice to get Serenade, you know, to make that more realistic. That's still 20 minutes, where Karp is going to have the light arrows hit by then. So
yeah.
it's just it's knowing that trick. It just shows some of these little tricks that a lot of times don't mean anything can actually be ginormous. They can determine seeds.
Oh
So,
yeah. Yeah, that pixel shot just was pretty much put the big lead on Karp's side right now.
Philly almost, Karp almost missing the ramp there. Yeah, I think Karp is just gonna rush the boss. Which might not be a bad play. You know, unless Ganon tells you it's in Shadow Temple, and you're like, ah, right.
Oh yeah, then with all these checks that Karp is skipping.
Yep, but from Karp's perspective, it could be anywhere else too. So I kind of agree with this play. It's a warp away to get back in there, not a big
True.
deal.
I mean,
Versus, I mean, you got to think maybe your opponent did the same thing, right? And you're just
Yeah.
going, how can I save time? Or
This-
maybe your opponent got on the trail faster, you know, to get that strength in GTG when you did a bunch of other steps. So
you also gotta think about, you know, like, it's 2 hours, you know, my opponent hasn't finished yet. So, you know, light arrows has gotta be somewhere stupid, you know?
mm-hmm.
And that's what you start to think as a runner. Yeah. But Netherian says no point pushing the block if you're gonna be coming back to do all the checks anyway. Yeah, but I don't see a realm of possibility where phillywut somehow clutches the win from the jaws of defeat.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of all the places for light arrows to be, yeah, between where Philly's at in Forest, Shadow, Jabu, or Ice.
Oh yeah, true. Neither runners
That would be
have...
bad.
Ice
for
would
Philly.
be quick, yeah.
Really the only anything that's quick, like even Forest, is not bad for Karp because Okay, Philly finds it, but that just means Karp has to eat this time, and currently Karp is ahead Spirit, and now and about to be Shadow, right? That Philly still has to do. So it's not really a disadvantage for Karp if Philly's doing something that Karp's required, right? So it's really maybe Philly pulls Strength 3 out of here and somehow pulls the Mirror Shield, and then it's Karp going searching for Strength 3 to get light arrows, right? You know, it's a Strength 3 scenario or something to get Strength 3 where it's locking you scenario that would hold up Karp here. If it's anything Karp has access to right now, the seed is over. So if you're rooting for Philly, we're really rooting for like an Inside Ganon's Castle or an OGC or something like that, because we do not know where Strength 3 is. So that's the only way Philly comes back into this right now. Or hammer locking, like in Fire Temple, and it's on the hammer lock checks. Something where Karp doesn't have the item and has to search. And then you just hope that Philly gets back on track here with finding the Mirror Shield, or at least gets magic in going Adult Spirit, and then, beats Shadow. Maybe full clears it and finds an item Karp skipped, although I would expect Karp to go back quickly into Shadow if it's a search for an item, as that's probably the most check dense location.
Ooh, big chest here.
The blue t-shirt.
Just to add insult to injury after already doing Water Temple.
Yep. And so Karp now can go get the hint, so we should get our light arrow hint in about like 3 or 4 minutes, like 3 minutes or so. The unfortunate thing is we don't have Theora, so you can't save time going up there, but
yeah. So
But for the chat, this shows how strong Keysy is for, like, it makes dungeons very powerful. So if you're turning Keysys on, like, your dungeons just gained a whole bunch more checks. And normally dungeons are pretty good in the aspect of check density, right? But with Keysy, they're even better. So it also shows that Grotto Entrance Randomizer on its own is only slightly impactful, right? It's not a big change without other settings to add on to it. So like this seed, but you add it in scrubs. We found a couple scrub grottos. That could have been a bigger play here, right? But it also shows that that scarecrow, that check is in logic and fire, right? So you're skipping in logic checks because of Keysy there as well. So really the settings you pick can have large logical implications, but also at the same time it could have absolutely none. Like cows, you need Epona, right? It's not a big logical hiccup.
You know what I just realized? Karp doesn't have Roar's Wind, so it's gonna suck having to climb back up here to get the castle, but at least you don't have to fight all the enemies again.
That is true.
Yeah, that's why I like settings like SGL or League where you start with Pharaoh's Wind. And so when you find magic, you're like, oh, I've got a free teleport around. It's very nice. Especially when you find that, adult start, you go to CAC and you pull magic and you're just like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, but so far, Forest hasn't really had anything interesting.
And all we got was a blue t-shirt. Alright, Ganondorf, where be the light arrows?
Alright. If you're a Philly fan, you're hoping somewhere Strength 3 locked.
Now, if he says market, that's just an instant exchange back to treasure chest game.
And that's GG's.
If that would be between treasure chest and big pose. Shadow
Temple.
And as we saw, Karp just skip all of those checks.
Yeah, so that's eat sometime, but unfortunately, this is still GG's for phillywut.
Yeah, that seals the deal right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was the worst case scenario for what Karp did, skipping all the checks, right? But it easily could have been anywhere else, and you would end up saving time, right? So
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Gotta make the risky play to try to save time, and unfortunately, the risky play did not save time.
Yep, but it only eats you the time. Well, you have to warp over here and climb back in castle, right? So.
Oh my god, if it was like in one of these like first two checks, that'd be funny.
There is that chance.
I mean, horrible, but funny.
What would be worse if it's not on these two, all the way down to the manager?
Oh yeah, true.
That would be quite bad. I think I may have considered, like, Karp made the right play. You play for the hint, right? If you got the scenario in 100 seeds, it'd only be a couple times in Shadow, right? So and any check you do along the way would just end up eating time, right? So I think over the long course of a lot of seeds, this is the correct choice, and just this time, it didn't pay out. But it's only going to be a couple minutes. We'll have our light arrows. Unless, like you said, manager, but...
I mean, you still got the silver rupee room.
Yeah, you got a good number of checks that are pretty quick. And Karp did do a couple that are along the way that you have to do anyways, like the killing the redeads later on.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the invisible chest there, plus the room, the invisible chest that's right after the Windlock room. So there, really, we're just going to see the Spinning Blades room, the Falling Ceiling room. It's probably one of those. That's 5 checks at least, so...
I mean,
oh, here we go. Maybe.
this could be it. Nope.
Oh. Imagine if the light arrows hit was also a path. Like you imagine if that could be a thing.
It can be with trials. You can get path to the tower, right? And it could be path, and light arrows can be hinted directly to that tower hint. But you could also have an item that leads to lights as part of the path to the tower. The interesting thing about turning trials on is you won't actually get the light arrows hint from Ganon.
Oh.
Yeah,
really?
It gets turned off. Yep. Because you'll get a path to the tower, or most of the time you will. And because light arrows can be hinted in that, they can't have it being hinted on Ganon, because it would be hinted twice, essentially.
Gotcha. And nothing in the invisible blade room. So these light arrows are deep. Still, so you have 3 checks in the falling ceiling room. Then yeah.
I mean, manager and boss key.
Pot in the pot.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna be getting the magic here, but that's still not gonna help them.
Oh,
Another chonker.
This could be lights.
or is it a magic? Oh, there it is.
And that's lights.
And so this is GG to Philly. Karp will be done here in like 5 or 6 minutes. So
Yeah.
Yep.
we had ourselves a jet today.
But that was a bear, about like almost hour or so.
Yeah.
The early game was very slow here, and then it just took off. So
Yep.
You know, once those double strengths were found.
yeah, that really is what that and the mirror shield. Like once you did deep fire, everything else just played itself. I would say, because obviously the correct choice after getting the strengths of the mirror shield is to go to spirit and beat it. And as you go through spirit, you get iron boots and magic, and then you just go straight to water and you get a bow there. And then you go after you beat water, you just go to Kakariko and get your dens, and you're done.
I can imagine if you're in phillywut's position, every race after this or every seat after this, you're gonna set up Scarecrow every time.
I would say use it as a push to learn
The
the pixel shot.
Pixel shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because Philly's skilled enough to do it. It just takes practice, right? You just got to learn it. It takes practice. And Philly has shown they're capable of learning. You know, there's a lot of tricks they've shown off throughout here. So they are definitely capable of doing it. You just need to put the time in. And, of course, it's going to be a very few seeds where it actually is impactful like this. Like, normally it's not. But when it is, it's normally pretty big. Yeah. Because even if we say we had Serenade and did early, set up Scarecrow, that's a time difference in setting up Scarecrow versus doing Pixel Shot, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah, TMT to Goma, and oh hey, Deku is foolish.
and Graveyard to DC finding that is a little bit of a thanks game. I didn't know that at all.
It's like, really? You don't say.
Exactly.
At that point, the runners were probably hoping that another bomb bag was available that isn't bomb locked, because then you could get another hint to say like Spirit.
Yeah. It's just really unfortunate that, all came down to one trick.
Yep.
Yep, and it's just not knowing that trick puts you in a position where it's very hard to go back to Spirit, because there are much, much, much better options. Like, Philly's decision making afterwards is not bad. We just know where Mirror Shield is, right? So he's definitely making high check density plays. They're all good choices, given that we have it's completely unhinted Mirror Shield, right? So they're not bad choices. It's just Karp knowing that trick, got another check-in, and it happened to be the one we needed, which kind of locked, not really the rest of the seed, but, it just locked Spirit, right? Because we know Magic's about to be here, so Philly could have gone Spirit first. Maybe that's my only, critique here, is because it's progression, There's no keys, though, so it doesn't really matter, right? You can just rush up, but you could lower the face down and break that and be ready to beat Spirit whenever you find Mirror, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say, because Philly's choices were just fine. They're check dense areas. Forest is a highly check dense area in Keysy. So it's hard to say anything about that. And it just came down to that trick. And this just shows why Karp was close to the bubble of top 64, right? A very experienced runner, knowing, and it just came down to that. Otherwise, we saw them neck to neck up until that point, right? They're trading the lead. It was a very close race. Philly was actually, the slightly in the lead by a couple of minutes up until that point in fire. So, like,
Yeah.
Philly shows they can, they're an equal to Karp. It's just that trick that he didn't know came into play this time. So that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is just really unfortunate.
But overall, still a very good race.
Oh yeah. And who knows, maybe Philly will maybe practice it and then practice that again and who knows. Might be useful in a future seed.
And even if it isn't, it gives you information. Like, you can clear that and go, okay, it's done, right? It's going to have me practicing a couple things before my next set of races for sure, just to make sure I'm solid on some of my tricks. So.
Yeah, everyone get your GGs ready.
Yeah. Time will be coming up here shortly. And time. 24, almost 24 exactly. 2:24 exactly on Karp.
2:23:54.
Oh, 2:23:54. Wow. Alright, let's see if we can get these runners if they want to do a interview and yeah. Yeah, there's no real point to continue playing when Karp won. GG's.
Welcome in Karp, GG's.
GG's.
Welcome in Karp,
Oh.
GG's.
That pixel shot coming in clutch for you.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because-
GG.
Did Philly have the long shot when they
Yeah.
went up? Okay.
They just I don't know if they know or didn't know
Okay.
the trick, but yeah, you getting mirror shield was helped you.
Yeah.
And
So-
you ended up skipping the check in water as he should have, but another bow was on the bottom of a wall check in
Oh,
water.
okay.
Yep.
I was very relieved when I saw Bow and Strength Rim and GG.
Yeah.
Because I was worried it was going to be for like Pose or HBA.
Mm. And as soon as I saw you skipping checks in Shadow Temple and then Gandorf saying light arrows are in Shadow Temple.
GG's Philly.
GG's Philly.
GG's.
So what you guys were actually pretty even for a decent portion of the seed, but what really made the difference is both of you were in Fire Temple around the same time. Karp had a little bit of a lead because did some of the checks beforehand, but did the pixel shot for the Scarecrow, and that's what had Mirror Shield.
Oh, neat. I was
Yep.
gonna last location that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really, you were in the, like, it was trading, like you're doing very similar routes. Well, diverging and then converging again, doing similar checks, and it just came down to Karp knowing pixel shot and the mirror being there, and you not knowing it because as soon as you get the mirror, you're pushed to go into spirit, and then from there, water has the bow, as you saw. Karp got a bow from GTG, strength 2 locked, but the rest of the seed plays itself essentially from there.
Oh yeah, definitely. If that's where Mirror Shield was, that changes everything for me. I was just going purely off check density after water.
That
Yeah, I
makes sense.
understand.
Yeah.
Did we get all the paths? I didn't get all the paths in the end.
Yes, we did. The last path we found was Graveyard to King Gadongo.
Okay.
Yeah, Fire was completely unhinted.
Wow. Okay. I only got 3 paths.
Oh, what was the other you were missing? We had 2 CAC paths.
Oh, that'll be it then. I didn't get a
Yeah.
second CAC.
You had bongo, CAC to bongo, and Twin Rova to CAC to Twin Rova. Sorry.
Okay. Well, then that pushes you back for Dins sooner, I think. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But what I was thinking was that when you got the Requiem and you got all the crossing kit apart from Magic was probably going to be in Spirit. And that's why I went back for something potentially being Bongo and Kak.
You definitely made the right call. I know
Yeah.
Philly had the hint for double cac. So, but yeah, we pretty much knew that crossing logic had to be behind the Requiem as soon as the two of you turned it. Like, I think Philly turned in 20 first and found nothing.
Yeah, I'd walked past so many grottos in that seed. I was so worried. I was writing down Dampe in GC. I wrote Storms in Domain. I was like, oh crap, what if everything's there? So it was a good choice for grottos. It was just a shame that it was on PR.
Guess I got to learn Pixel Shot now. It's one of those tricks where it's like I was gonna try not to learn it until it screwed me over. So here we are.
There you go.
There you go.
And you know, the next 50 seeds where you get to execute it will have nothing. That's the way these things go.
Yeah.
Until you find that, until you eventually find the hint where it's like, oh, it actually has something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just completely unfortunate that fire was completely unhinted, for your strength, the mirror shield. It was,
I
it
was
rough.
I was just inspired by watching who was it? It was Hyper playing yesterday with Keysy. And fire being such a good play just to full clear anyway.
Yeah, with Keysy, a lot of your dungeons become very strong. Like even Forest, I was saying early Forest before you even get a strength it's fine with Keysy, right? It's just a pain to get over there. But with random spawn, it was close enough, right? So
Yeah, and the hints didn't really super help you out this seed. But we got a question from Benji for the runners. What is your strategy with the draft? If you have one.
I wanted to go fast. That was it. Work in the morning. I just wanted to go fast.
Philly, do you have a
That's
particular
fair.
strategy?
Just like whatever I feel most comfortable with. I did a Grotto ER in one of my group matches, which I ended up winning. So I felt pretty comfortable making that choice again.
There you go, Benji. I hope that helps you. If we have any other questions from chat, feel free to ask them. I forgot which runner. I think it might have been Karp getting stuck on the horse there in Lon Lon Ranch.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, it was Philly.
Philly, right.
Philly, yeah.
I was like, that has never happened to me before. What?
We were just laughing as that happens. Like, oh my god, this horse is trolling you.
Guess I'll just walk all the way around the horse so I can get my song. Jeez.
Did you do any of Jabu?
No. That was probably going to be my next play if because I after Forest, I did Stone Forest after Water, and then Forest was Barren, and so that's when I went back to Spirit, and then so I found Magic. So I think if Shadow was Barren, I was gonna go Child and do Child Goron City and Jabu.
Okay.
Funny enough, Shadow had a silver scale and light arrows.
Okay.
Yeah. We were kind of hoping here that light arrows was gonna be hinted like on a strength 3 check. So try to maybe get you a little bit of a comeback.
We didn't find Strength 3, did we?
No.
Nope.
No. I would have gone to Forest probably.
Yeah.
Well, Forest had nothing.
Forest
Yeah, I know.
had a fish bottle and something
I think
else.
that's really it.
Which would leave the only locations left would be Baronade and Ice Cavern.
Yeah. Well, the early Rutos and early ZL, it's really tempting to go up there.
Yeah, it's just not very dense. It's so far out of the way.
Yeah,
With Fountain hinted foolish.
yeah, and you knew with the song was Serenade as well, so it's really no point.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but I was hard last locationing Pierre just because it's such a pain to set up scarecrows this
Oh, yeah.
seed. And yeah, that's just one of the tricks I haven't bothered to learn.
Right, next match, next Saturday.
Oh, fun. Do you have a planned match 3 if it comes to that as well? Would it be the weekend as well?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. So looking forward to it. I mean, you two were
Yep.
even up until that point, like we said. So this is a very good matchup here. I enjoyed
Yeah.
watching it a lot.
Yeah, like I said, Philly, don't feel too down on yourself. You guys were really neck and neck for a decent portion of the run, so don't feel too hard on yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel too terrible. Obviously, like that's just the nature of this game. Not all your plays are gonna pan out for you.
Rando's gonna
Um,
rando.
I feel like I feel okay with my execution, and I think all my routing decisions made sense. I didn't really make any logic mistakes, so
Yeah, no.
Yep, you definitely look solid, and it just came down to a trick, which now you're going to learn, and I'm going to practice some of my other tricks before next round too, just to be solid at them. And, that it's a learning time, right? And so you'll just be better for it, I think.
Yeah.
or I'll just turn on free scarecrows and forget about it.
That's
50-50.
always an option.
There is that too.
It was 50-50 beans or scarecrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I tend to go away from the quality of life stuff. I like to make things spicy.
Nothing wrong
All right.
with
Well, I'm going to go. Thank you very much, everyone.
that. Scarecrow perma band versus Phil now.
GG's.
GG's Karp. See you next
I thi-
weekend.
And I think this is a good time to find who we are rating. And I want to thank everybody who made this free stream possible. Our restreamer, Narvel Base, my commentators, Majarkin, and SaigoGetsuga, and of course myself, TheQueenHelena. Our trackers, Baseball, Baseball and Shanik and Bronze Noob. And of course, our runners, Philly and MisterKarp, for giving us quality race today.